This is R.D. Sharma solution, class 11, chapter 33, probability exercises 33.4. If A and B are two events associated with a random experiment such that PA is given 0.3, PB is given 0.4, and A and B are event. So these are PA and PB are given. A union B is also given probability. We have to find PA intersection B. So we have a formula. This formula we are going to use it almost in every other second question. So A and B, if they are two events, then P A union B or P A intersection B, it can be either ways, equals P A, that is probability of A, and probability of B minus P A intersection B. A intersection B. So if you are using intersection, you are using union here should be intersection, and vice versa. If you are using intersection here, you have to do union here, because negative positive can be taken either side. So PA put 0.3, PB put 0.4, and PA union B is also given, put 0.5, and then in PA intersection B, keep it as 0.7 minus 0.5, that is going to be 0.2. Now question number 2, almost similar. So we have, if A and B are two events associated with a random experiment such that PA, PB, PA intersection B, this is given. PA is 0.5, PB is 0.3, PA intersection B is 0.2. So PA union B we have to find out. Just put it here, all the values are given. PA union B will be 0.6. So this is the answer. Question number 3, if A and B are two events associated with a random experiment such that PA union B is equal to 0.8, PA intersection B equals 0.3, and PA complement is given 0.5. Find PB. So since in a formula we have PA, so we need to find PA, because PA naught is given, P complement is given. So in order to find out this complement, PA complement, what we are going to use? We will use 1 minus PA form, because happening plus non-happening is equal to 1. So 1 minus PA complement it will be. So PA will be equal to 1 minus PA naught is 0.5. So PA will be the probability of A, because not happening is given. So happening is 0.5. Put it in the formula. We already have everything here now. PA will be 0.8. PA is 0.5, PB is PB, and PA intersection B is 0.3. So PB is equal to 0.6. This is the answer. Question number 4. Given two mutually exclusive events A and B, such that PA is half and PB is 1/3, find PA or B. So PA or B is being asked, that is essentially equal to PA union B. So PA union B is being sought. But one more thing is given, because we know PA union B is PA plus PB minus PA intersection B. We already know this. But here it is clearly written, these two events are mutually exclusive. That is, there is nothing common between them. A intersection B is going to be 0. So PA union B is PA plus PB minus 0. So just add them. It's half plus 1/3 PA plus PB. That is going to be PA union B or PA or B, which is going to be 5/6. Okay, 5/6 it will be. Next one is 5th. So we have A, B, C, certain parts here. So we'll see one by one. So let us start with the first one. First is, if A and B are mutually exclusive events associated with a random experiment such that PA is equal to 0.4, PB is equal to 0.5, then find. So PA, PB is given. So there are 4 things we have to find out here. First is PA union B, A complement intersection B complement, PA complement intersection B, and PA intersection B complement. So what do we have here? These are mutually exclusive event. Since it is given clearly, A intersection B is going to be 0. So directly you are using to go with the formula PA plus PB minus PA intersection B. PA intersection B is going to be 0. So this is PA plus PB 0.4 plus 0.5 and minus 0, that is 0.9. Okay. Now second thing is PA complement intersection B complement. So if you see, it will be PA is what? 1 minus PA naught. Similarly here, PA complement intersection B complement can be written as PA union B whole complement, and PA union B whole complement will be equal to 1 minus PA union B. Okay. See, PA union B 1 minus PA union B. How we have written it? Because PA complement intersection B complement can be written as PA union B whole complement. That is equal to 1 minus PA union B. Okay. Next one is third. PA complement intersection B. So what you are going to do here is simply you have to see which has no complement, because here B has no complement. So we will write PB. There is a slight error here. I'll just correct it. Please remember, PA complement intersection B, you have to just see which is not having a complement. B is not having a complement, so you have to write PB. PB, it's not PA, it's PB. I'll just change it. So PB minus, then you will do, then no complement, only PA intersection B. So PA complement intersection B is going to be, you have to see PB. This has no complement, so put it here, PB. Whichever has no complement, put it here, and then without complement, just subtract PA intersection B. PA intersection B. So PB is 0.5. As I said, PB you have to write, PA is wrong. I'll just change it. 0.5 minus 0. 0.5. So same here. A PA intersection B complement. Again, A is not having the complement sign. So it has not having complement, so PA minus, and just close your eyes and just put PA intersection B. So this is P 0.4 minus 0, that is going to be 0.4. Okay, this is the answer. Coming to the B part, same thing you have to do here. PA is given 0.54, PB is 0.69, PA intersection B is 0.35. So PA, PB and P intersection B is given. Okay. So same as the previous question, we have to find PA union B. So this we can directly find using the addition theorem. So PA plus PB minus P intersection B, all the values are given. Just add 0.54, 0.69, subtract 0.35. PA naught intersection B, as I already told you how to do this. This is not PA complement intersection B, it's PA complement in B complement. So I've just corrected it. PA complement intersection B complement, this is simply 1 minus PA union B, as in the previous question I told you. This is how the formula will be. So put the values here, A union B. See, union has changed to intersection. That has to be very clear. Okay. So this is PA union B is already known to us 0.88, 1 minus 0.88, 0.12. PA intersection B complement, as I said, whichever is not having a complement, just put PA and subtract with PA intersection B. This you have to do in both the questions. 0.54 minus 0.35, we already done that. This is already given actually. So this is 0.19. Next is PA naught intersection B, PB minus PA intersection B. So it is 0.69 minus 0.35, 0.34 will come. Now the third part here is C. So there are certain parts being given and one part had to be filled it. So PA, in the first part, PA, PB and PA intersection B are given, and below this the values are given 1 by 3, 1 by 5, 1 by 15. PA union B we have to find out. So you have to do like this, Actually, let me show you how it is given. The last one is PA union B and there is dot dot dot. So you have to fill it. So directly we'll use PA union B is PA plus PB minus PA intersection B. PA plus PB minus PA intersection B. So just add it, subtract with 1 by 15, 1 by 3 plus 1 by 5 minus 1 by 15, 7 by 15 will come. Next is PA is given, PB is not given, PA intersection B is given and PA union B is given. So again using the addition formula, all what is given just put it here and try to find out PB. Okay, we are finding PB here. Same formula we are going to use. P union B, PA is given, PB is not given, PA intersection B is given. So this is PB. So it will be 0.5. Now coming to the third part. This is PA is 0.5, PB is 0.35, PA union B is 0.7, PA intersection B is not given. So same again addition formula, 3 values are given, 1 is not given, you can find out. All over values, you have to find out PA intersection B. So this is going to be 0.15. So this is very straightforward, you just have to use the addition formula. This is question number 6. There are 3 events A, B, C. So there are 3 events A, B, C. It is given one of which must and only one can happen. One will happen, must happen. The odds are 8 to 3 against A. So A, the odd against is 8 to 3. Against B, odd against B is 5 to 2. So we have to find out odd against C. So I told you in the theory, whenever we are given the odd against, so probability can be found out by this 3. First you take 3 divided by 8 plus 3. That is 3 by 11. Same here, odd against. So PB is this 2 and divided by 5 plus 2, that is 7. So these are 2 probabilities which we found out. Now it is quite clear that they are mutually exclusive. And in fact, all the members, all the events are mutually exclusive. So A intersection B intersection C is of course 5. And they are pairwise also. They are also this mutually exclusive. So let us take this. A intersection B is also 5, that is the null set. B intersection C is also a null set. This is also 5. A intersection C is also 5, is a null set. Now all these 3 are exhaustive also. They are exhaustive also. So we have this A union B union C is the sample space. The probability of A union B union C, this is 1 because you are combining it. There are only 3 events and you are combining them. So it will be 1 and we have already known how it is 1 because the sum of the probability will always be 1 of all the events. And one of them will happen. Now this intersection is nothing. So what is the formula? PA union B union C equals PA plus PB plus PC and minus PA intersection B minus PA intersection C minus PB intersection C and then plus PA intersection B intersection C. So remember this? So these 3 are 0 and this one is also 0. There is no intersection. So as I said, the union will be this A union B union C will be 1. So PA plus PB plus PC becomes here 1. This becomes 1. So PB is known to us. Put it here. 3 by 11 and 2 by 7 plus PC equals 1. Now PC will be what? This is 34 by 77. Now this is PC. But odd against C is C. Probability of C not happening divided by probability of C. This is the odd against. So PC is what? 34 by 77. And what is PC naught? 1 minus 34 by 77. And this is going to give you 77 minus 34 divided by 77, and that is going to be 43. So 43 divided by 77, put it here. 43 divided by 77, you can cancel out the 77. So it will be 43 by 34. This 43 by 34 is going to be written as 43 is to 34. This is the way you are going to write it. Okay, next one is one of the two events must happen. The two events, one of them must happen. Given that the chance of one is 2/3 of the other, find the odds in favor of the other. Same thing we are going to do, same way, which we just saw. So P A union B equals PA plus PB minus P A intersection B. This we already know. So it is being given that if one of them, say A is the event and B is the event, and the probability of A is PA and probability of B is PB. Now the probability is given as 2 by 3. One is 2 by 3rd of second one. So assume PB as X. So PA will be 2/3 of X. Okay. Now PA plus PB will be what? Because they are mutually exclusive, they are given clearly here. One of the two events must happen. So A intersection B is 0. Now there are only two events, so A union B will be equal to 1. P A union B will be equal to 1. So PA plus PB equals 1. This is 1 and this is going to be 0. So now P in place of PA, put 2 by 3x. PB you have taken as x. So you can find out the value of x here. It will be 2 plus 3 by 3, that is 5 by 3 x. So x will be 3 by 5. So x becomes 3 by 5. Now this is the probability, but odd against, I just told you in the earlier also. 3 you will put here and then you will subtract 5 and 3. So 5 minus 3, that is going to be 2. So 3 is to 2 is the answer. 3 is to 2. So this is 3 is to 2. So this is odds in favor of B. Odds in favor of B. Odd against. If odd against, then this thing you are going to do. Odd against. But it is odd in favor and against, you have to do like this. Because it was 3 by 5 was only the probability. Odd in favor will be 3 by 3 minus 5. Okay, this is not a probability, this is odd against or odd favor. Question number 8. A card is drawn at random from a well shuffled deck of 52 cards. Find the probability of its being a spade or a king. Now see, we have already known there are 52 cards. We have already seen this. There are 52 cards. Now in these 52 cards, there are 13, 13, 13, 4 suites they are. So we have diamond, spade, hearts and clubs. So there are 4. Find the probability of its being a spade or a king. So spade are 13. They are 13. The total is 52. So 13 by 52 will be the probability. And then king, getting a king. Spade has only one king. We are talking about spade or a king. But we have in all 4 king. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 kings are there in all 52 cards. So 4 divided by 52. So basically PA is 13 by 52, PB is 4 by 52. Now we have to find out probability of A or B, that is spade or a king. PA union B we have to find out. PA union B. So it will be PA plus PB minus PA intersection B. PA plus PB minus PA intersection B. So let me just write it here. 13 by 52 PA, PB is 4 by 52. And what is the intersection? If you remember, I just said there is only one spade, which is a king. There are 13 spades, there are 4 kings. But there is only one king which matches with 13 spades. In 13 spades, there will be one king. So the intersection of these two events, that is a king and a spade, will give you only one. So the intersection will be only one. I hope you got the idea. In a spade, there are 13 spades. There are 4 kings or queen or jack in all of these. But if you talk about king, there are 4. But there is only one king, which is a spade. So 1 by 52. Intersection is with this. So 4 by 13 is going to come if you compute it. These are all division sign. Okay. Let me just make it. 13 by 52 it is. 4 by 52. 1 by 52. 1 by 52 like this. 16 by 52. Now next is, in a single throw of 2 die, find the probability that neither a doublet nor a total of 9 will appear. So this we can do directly. We have already done this in the previous discussion. But now we are going to do is it using the addition theorem. So number of element and the sample space is going to contain 36. 1 multi is 66. 1 multi is 66. So we have already done this. How many doublets are there? 6. How many cases when we get a total of 9? So 1 till 6 is sample space total is 66. So E event we are assuming it to be a doublet appears. And F is the event when we are saying that total is 9. Total is 9. So E is doublet, and you can take this as F. So E is doublet 1 1 2 2 3 3 4 4 5 5 6 6. And how about getting a 9? So total doublet is 6. So probability of E is 6 by 36. That is doublet 6 by 36. And this F is 9. So 3 6 4 5 5 4 6 3. So we have probability of F 4 by 36. Okay. 4 are favorable cases because 3 plus 6, 4 plus 5, 5 plus 4, 6 plus 3 is going to be 9. Now PE and PF is there. Now if you add them and subtract from 1, then you will get the same answer, 13 by 18. But I will give you the method of solving it through the theorem. See, P neither doublet, so E naught, nor, so you have F naught also. And because nor is there, so we are trying to say that it's intersection. E complement intersection F complement. Please remember, I told you whenever OR comes we add, so it should be union. No, that was the case which was with OR, but NOR, and when it is combined with neither nor, so we have intersection. So how to remove the complement? First we can have complement in both these. So P E union F means we have, if we take the complement, A complement is 1 minus A. So if you want to take P E union F whole complement, it is 1 minus P E union F. Okay. Since P E union F was what? P, you know that there is nothing common. So P E union F, or you can say P, I am writing E, A and E, but we are taking E and F. So let us take E and F. E intersection F is 0. So we get PA, it would have been PE intersection F also, but the problem is P intersection F is 0. because these are mutually exclusive, E and F, because there is nothing common in E and F. You can see here only. So how to take neither and nor? Neither and nor, 1 minus P E union F, 1 minus 5 by 18. That is going to be 13 by 18. I hope you got the idea. This is how we are going to solve this. It will be 13 by 18. Let me tell you again. Neither nor, E naught, F naught intersection. Then we have P. When we take the both naught, we will convert it into union, and that is going to be 1 minus. 1 minus. We are taking total complement. We convert the sign, and then A complement is 1 minus A. So 1 minus P E intersection E union F will be the result. Now this is question number 10. A natural number is chosen at random from amongst first 500. So 1 to 500 the number are being chosen. What is the probability that the number so chosen is divisible by 3 or 5? First thing is 3 table from 1 to 500. Just remember that 3 into 1, 3, 3 to the 6, like this. I'll tell you how many numbers are divisible by 3. I'll just tell you. The second thing is or 5. So again 5 table. So 1 and 500 they are inclusive. So how many elementary events in the sample space? If this is a sample space, we have the number of the element in the sample space is 500. Okay. Now how do we find out that number of elements which are divisible by 3? So you have to start from the back. Means if it is from 1 to 500, start from the back. Try to find out the first number which is divisible by 3. 500 is not, 499 is not, 498 it is. 498 is divisible by 3. So 498 divisible by 3 divided by 3, you get 166. So if A is an event, and the numbers which are divisible by 3 between 1 and 500, so number of elements in A will be 166. Same will do with 5, 1 to 500. Now how many numbers are divisible by 5? So if you start from the back, you see here, you start from the back, you don't have to go back because 500 is itself divisible by 5, because I said 1 and 500 are inclusive. So 500 divided by 5 is 100. So B is a set, number divisible by 5. So number of elements in set B will be equal to 100. Okay. So what is the probability? Probability is the favorable cases divided by the number of cases, total number of cases. So for A we have 166 divided by 500. For B we have this 100 divided by 500. Okay. Now let us find out the number which are divisible by both, because we want the intersection also of set A and B. 3 and 5. See 15 for example, it is divisible by 3 as well as 5 both. So we have to find out the LCM of 3 and 5. So 3 and 5 LCM, just multiply them. 5 3 is 15. Divide 500 by 8. So this is the number of elements in set A intersection B, because it is divisible by 3 and 5 both. So this is n. So 500 divided by 3 into 5, and that is going to be 33. This is 33. Okay, number of elements in A intersection B. Oh, there is a slight mistake. No. This is, as I said, 500 will not be divisible by 15. We have to start from the form 500 and then go back. Okay, I'm just changing it because we have to find out number of elements in A and B, and as I said, we have to start from the back. 1 to 500, start from the back. Find out first number which is divisible by 15. Now 5 into 3, that is the LCM of 5 and 3. Not 5 into 3, but LCM of 5 and 3 is 5 into 3. So when you start from the back, what do you get? Divisible by 15. Okay. See, 499 no, 495. 495 is the number which is divisible by 3 and 5 both. So just take it 495. There's a probability will take later. So this is 495 by 15. So 33. 33 is the total number of elements which are both divisible by A and B. 3 and 5. Now what is the probability? Probability of A intersection B. How to find out? We got the favorable cases, that is 33, and how total number of cases is of course 500. So now PA, PB and PA intersection B we have found out. I'm clearing it now. So now we have probability we have found out. First we have to find out the number of elements in A, B and A intersection B. Then probability is of course divide everything by 500. So this is in the theorem we need three things. So PA or B we have to find out, either divisible by 3 or divisible by 5. So first we will put this one, then this one, and then 33 by 500. So ultimately you get 233 by 500. Next is a die is thrown twice. What is the probability that at least one of the two throws come up with the number 3? So a die, there are two die or one die which is thrown twice, the same thing. As I'm saying, one die, throw it 2 times, or take 2 die, throw it 1 time. It's same thing. So let us, this is the sample space. So this is 1 we fix, then 1 to 6, 6 we fix, 1 to 6. This is how it is going to be. Now coming to the events. So A is the event of getting the first number or first die 3. B is the event of the second die producing 3. First die producing 3. Second can be anything in event A. But even B, first can be anything, second has to be 3. Right? So now let us find out the probability. First 3 will come only in this row. 3, 1, 3, 2, 3, 3, 3, 4, 3, 5, 3, 6. So we have, these are 6 elements. So number of elements that is favorable for event A is 6. See here, this is the row I am talking about. Now second number in 3, this is the column which one? This is the third column. Because the third number is coming in the second die. First die, second die. So this is also 6 and this is also 6. So probability of A will be 6 by 36 because sample space is 36. And total number of favorable cases are 6 in both the cases. 6 by 36. So 1 by 6, 1 by 6. Both will be 1 by 6. Now what will be the intersection? A and B. What is the common in between them? You see 3, 3, 3, 3 is common in both of these. The other way is take this row and then take this column. This column, that is this column. What is the intersection? Intersection is the common number. A common, say, elementary event. So PA intersection B is only 1. Only 1 is the favorable case. What is the total number of cases? Is 36. So 1 by 36. So 1 by 6, 1 by 6 and this is 1 by 36. Okay, so this is 11 by 36. So A or B, first coming 3 or second coming 3, it's 11 by 36. Next is question number 12. A card is drawn from a deck of 52 cards. So this is the card. Find the probability of getting an ace or a spade card. So probability ace or spade. This is how we write. It's clear that we are going to find out the union. We have to find out the union. P, A union B. A is the event what? A is getting an ace. B is what? Getting a spade card. So this is A and this is B. We are taking the event. So P, A union B essentially we have to find out. So let us take the probability of A. A we have told that it is an ace. There are 52 cards. There are 4 aces in every suite. Forget about suite. There are 4 cards ace in 52 cards. So 4 by 52. Probability of getting a spade. There are 4 suites. One is spade. So club, spade, heart, diamond. These are 4. So spade, there are 13 cards in a spade. So 13 is favorable cases and 52 is the total number of cases. Now the main thing coming is A intersection B. That is ace, it has to be ace also and spade also. So in spade there will be only one ace because every suite has one ace. So it has to be spade also, it has to be ace also. So P A intersection B, A intersection B is going to be only one. Only one ace and spade is there. Ace which is a spade. So only one is there, 1 divided by, of course 52 cards are there. So now we have all these things which are required in the addition theorem. So we have to find out A union B, just put these three values in the formula. I hope you'll be able to do it. This is simply 4 by 13. Please remember this question because the next question is exactly like this. The same answer is coming. Now the 13th one. A card is thrown at random from a well shuffled card, a deck of cards 52. Find the probability of its being a spade or a king. So now one king will be there, as in previous one ace was there. Spade is a suite, so 13 is there. So 52 cards are there and there are 4 suites. 52 cards, 4 suite. So one will be spade. No, one will be king. Spade are 13, so 13 by 52 is the probability of getting a spade. How many kings are there? So king are 4. In all, these are 4 kings. So getting a king is 4 by 52. Now getting a king which is a spade. So in a spade we have one king only because every suite has one king. So spade will have one king. So this will be same exactly the previous question 4 by 13 will come. Now 14th question. One number is chosen from number 1 to 100. Find the probability that it is divisible by 4 or 6. Now if you see, we have just done a question number 10, which is 1 to 500. We have to find out the number 3 or 5, divisible by 3 or 5. So same thing here, exactly same. So 1 to 100 they are numbers. So the total number of cases are 100. Number of element in sample space will be 100. This will come in the denominator for finding the probability. So what all number of divisible by 4? So just put place 1 to 100, start from the back and take first number which is divisible by 4. So 100 is, you don't have to go anywhere. 100 is divisible by 4 itself. 100 divided by 4 is what? It is 25. Okay, so number of elements divisible by 4 is 25. So this is, if I am taking it as a, the number of element in A is 25. Now B is the event of numbers divisible by 6. So we'll start from 100, go back and find out the first number which is divisible by 6. So not 100, 99, 98, 97, 96 is divisible by 6. So 96 by 6 is 16. So number of element is 16. So probability of A will be what? Simply 20. Say both the cases we have to have a denominator as 100. Total number of cases are 100. This is the 100. So put it 100. Now number of elements in A is 25. Number of elements in B is 16, 100. Okay, these two are okay. Now A intersection B we have to find out. So the number which is divisible by both 4 and 6. So we have to find out the LCM of 4 and 6. What will be the LCM? 2 to the 4 to the 6. So 2 to this is done. 2 to 4, 4 is 12. So this is 12. Now 12 is the LCM. Now A intersection B. So A intersection B will be we have to start from 100 backwards. And we have to find the first number which is divisible by 12. So if you come back, 96 is only divisible, is also divisible by 12. So 96 by 12 is 8. What is the probability? This is the N A intersection B. It is 8 is the favorable cases and total number of cases are 100. So now we have got probability of A, probability of B, probability of A intersection B. PA, PB and PA intersection B. Now put it in the addition theorem and PA union B can be found out, and this is going to be 33 by 100. Just put the value. I hope you'll be able to do the calculation by yourself. Now next is 15th. From a well shuffled deck of 52 cards, 4 cards are drawn at random. So 52 drawing 4. So 52 C4. Okay, this is your denominator. Okay, so we'll do it by addition theorem. We have already done this question in the previous exercise, but this we are going to use addition theorem here. So as I said, 52 cards are there, and there are 4 we are going to choose. So 52C4, this is going to be in the denominator. This is the total number of cases, but getting the favorable cases. So getting a favorable case of the same color. So you see in 52 cards, 26 are red and 26 are black. There are either two type of card in a 52 deck. A event we are taking it as coming red, and B is getting a black. So 26 red, 26 cards are there. There are 26 cards. So for all of them have to be of same color. So 20C4. This is the favorable cases. Again 26 cards are there and 4 are drawn, and they have to be of the same color. So black, 26C4 again. So probability of A will be what? As I said, 52C4 will remain for both these. So probability of A and probability of B, just put this 52C4 in the denominator, 52C4 in the denominator. Numerator has to be 26C4. NCR you will be able to find out. 52C4, we have done a lot of questions. So 52C4, it's up to, I'm giving it to you. Now 26C4 again, this also you can find out. Now main thing is, PA intersection B. How many are common? See, if black and red are mutually exclusive, if blacks are coming, reds are not coming. Reds are coming, black should not come. So A intersection B is 5. Nil, 0. Okay, it is 0. So P intersection B is 0. So this is what we are going to do here. 26C4, 52C4. Same thing here. In place of P A intersection B, just put 0. 92 by 833 will come. Question number 16. 100 students appeared for 2 examinations. 60 passed the first, 50 passed the second, and 30 passed both. Find the probability. There are 100. So first of all, 100 students are given. So this will come in the denominator. You know, total number of cases is given directly. Now 60 passed the first, 50 passed the second, and 30 passed both. Find the probability that a student selected at random has passed at least one examination. At least one examination. Okay. What we'll do here is, A is the event of crossing or passing the first examination, second, B passing the second examination. So NA is given as 60 passed the first, and B is 50 passed the first, 60, 50, and both passed. So actually A intersection B is given here. Both are passed by someone. So it's given as this 30. So probability is easy. Favorable case 60, 100 is total number of cases, 50 here, 50 by 100, and here we have 30 by 100. So now we have probability of A, probability of B, probability of A intersection B. Now probability of A union B, because at least one examination means either A or B or both. So P A intersection B. A union B, sorry. So A union B. So just put all these values. This PA plus PB minus P intersection B. 4 by 5 will come. Just put the value, and calculation is in front of you. 4 by 5 is going to come. Now question number 17. A box contains 10 white, 6 red, and 10 black balls. A ball is drawn at random from the box. What is the probability that the ball drawn is either white or red? Either white or red. So we have to draw one ball. So P, white or red. Please remember, only one ball is being drawn. So we are taking A event as getting a white. Getting a red is B. So just make a box and put 10 whites, 6 red, and 10 black balls. A ball is drawn. So first of all, we need denominator for probability, that is total number of cases. So getting a white ball, getting a red ball, this one A and B or W or R, whatever you want. Okay. So total number is what? 10 plus 6 plus 10 plus 6 plus 10, that is 26. In 26, one is being drawn. This is the total number of cases. In this 26, one is being drawn. So 26C1 is the total number of cases. One we are drawing. So in every probability, this denominator is 26. Now probability of A, 26 will come. Probability of B, 26 will come. So how many numbers of elements in A? Favorable cases. Let us go to the favorable cases. Event of drawing a white ball. So there are 10 white balls. You are drawing one. So 10C1. Just put it here. And since NC1 is always N, so 10Cn will be 10. How about B? This is probability of A. How about probability of B? See, you are taking red. One red. So 6C1. So 6. Probability of A to probability of B. Now we have to find out probability of A intersection B. Okay, see. Now when red will come, white will not come. There is only one ball you are drawing. When white will come, black will not come. So you can extend it for all the three colors of balls. But the basic is these are mutually exclusive. They have nothing in common. One drawn, other will never be drawn. So P intersection B is 0. Put the values in the addition theorem. 8 by 13 will come. So 10 by 26 plus 6 by 26 minus 0. 8 by 13 is the answer. So in a race, the odds in favor of horses A, B, C, D. So there are 4 horses A, B, C and D. And these are odds in favor. So 1:3. B is 1:4. C is 1:5. And D, odds in favor of horse D, is 1:6 respectively. Find the probability that one of them wins the race. So one of them has to win. Now these are the odd in favor. So we have to find out the probability. And since only one of them has to win, so we are taking union. So odds in favor. So if you remember, while in theory, we have to put 1 and then add these 1 and 3 and put it in the denominator. Here also 1 and divided by 1:4 is 1 plus 4 is 5. Here also 1 divided by 5 plus 1 is 6. Here also 1 divided by 6 plus 1 is 7. So these are the probability. Let us name it. Let us call it as Q. And this is the probability of Q. Because this ABCD was odds in favor. And we have found out the probability out of it. So P, Q, P, R, P, S, P, T, these are the probabilities. Now what we have to do? These are mutually exclusive events because only one is going to win, others won't. So we have Q and R. If we intersect it, Q intersection R, if you take Q intersection R intersection T, whichever, so it is going to be 0. If you remember, P A union PB, PA union B was PA plus PB minus PA intersection B. Similarly, 3 terms or 3 events, and similarly we have 4 events. So all the intersection term, whether 2 or 3, they will be 0. That is why this union of these 4 all will simply be PQ plus PR plus PS plus T, because all other terms will be 0. Right? So just add them. 319 by 420 will come. Just add all these probabilities. Question number 19. The probability that a person will travel by plane is 3 by 5. So by plane, and that he will travel by train is 1 by 4. So train, this is 1 by 4. what is the probability that he or she will travel by plane or train? So we have to find out or. So plane or train. So let us say traveling by plane, the probability is A, or we assume it to be the event A, not probability. Train event is B. Now probability of A is given as 3 by 5. Probability B is also given, which is 1 by 4. And these two are mutually exclusive events. That is P intersection B has to be 0. Okay, because you cannot travel both by plane and train simultaneously. One of these is there. So this is the addition theorem. B and PA intersection B we know. Just put it here. 17 by 20 will come. Next one is it's on cards. 2 cards are drawn from a well shuffled pack of 52 cards. Find the probability that either both are black or both are kings. So first thing is A is our event, or you can say E1. Let us say E1. One is E1 and one is E2. So E1 is the event where both the cards are black cards. We have to take 2 cards. E2 is the event, both the cards are kings. So we have 52 cards, we have to take 2 cards. So in the denominator, when we find out the probability, total number of cases are 52C2. 52 cards are there, 2 you are picking up. So as I said, E1, both the cards are black cards. So how many black cards are here? 26 black cards here. 26 black and 26 red. So you are picking 2 of these. So 26 you are picking 2. So 26C2. 26C2. Similarly, we have this E2 event we assume to be both the cards are kings. How many kings are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. And we are taking 2 out of it. So 4 cards are there. And we are taking 2 out of it. So 4C2. Now, this is the probability. PE1, PE2. Now we have to find out the probability of E1 intersection E2. And for the probability, we want the favorable number of favorable events divided by number of total cases. So number of favorable cases, number of favorable cases, E1 intersection E2, and number of favorable cases divided by number of total cases. Let's see number of element in the sample space. So first of all, denominator will be 52C2 as earlier. Now here is a catch. See, we are taking 2 cards, so you will say 2 cards we are picking up. Okay, so they are black cards and kings both. So there are 2 kings which are black. So you will just take 2. There are 2 cards, right, which are black and king also. So you will say we are picking 2. So you will be tempted to put 2 here, but this is not the case. See, you have 2 black cards and you have to select 2 out of it. You just have in this 2, whichever you are taking first. So this black card or this black card, they are different, no? They have different suites. So 2C2 is 1. So this is the favorable cases. This will be the number of favorable cases. Don't write 2. The answer is 1. Because we have done an earlier question, we have already put 2 here. But here the scenario is different. We are not selecting 1 out of 2. We are selecting 2 out of 2 and they both are black kings. So now you have probability of E1, you have probability of E2, and now you have probability of E1 intersection E2. Now you know the addition theorem, put it here. See? So you just add it and subtract this one from here, and the computation is in front of you. It will be 55 by 221. Question number 21. 2 cards are drawn from a deck of 52 cards. So let us take the card first. What is the probability that 2 cards drawn are either aces or black cards? So first of all, you have to take 2 cards. So what it is given here is, see, it is not given, but we have to assume that it is without replacement. Both the time it is replacement. So A, we are taking it as picking 2 aces, and B we are taking as 2 black cards, 2 aces and 2 black cards. So when we try to find out A union B, because they are saying either aces or black cards. So P A union B we have to find out. Okay. So P A. So there are 52 cards. When you picked up the first card, say the first ace you have picked up. So there were two aces, but 4 you have picked up, 4 aces, and you have to pick 2. So 4 by 52. Now when you have taken one of these, one ace you have taken. There are 4 aces, but there are 4 aces, and 4 of any of these 4 you can take. One you have taken. But now when you have taken up and you are not replaced, that means only 51 is remaining for other ace to be picked up. And once you have taken one ace, there are 3 only aces remaining. See, PB will be more clear. Now black cards are how many? 26 black cards are there. So 26 cards are there. You can pick the one card, 26 divided by 52. But you have already taken one black card now. So there are 51 cards remaining. So how many black cards are remaining? 25. Because one you have already picked up. This is without replacement. The question is saying without replacement, but it is not being clearly mentioned. So assume it to be without replacement. This is PA, PB. Okay. Now coming to the intersection. A intersection B. So they have to be black also. They have to be aces also. So there are only 2 aces which are black. There are 2 aces which are black. So what you will do? PA intersection B. See, there are only 2 cards. So 2 by 52. You can pick one of these in 2 by 52 ways. Now you have already picked up. Once you picked up the black ace, only one is remaining, black ace, and the total number of cards remaining is 51. Okay, this is 2 by 50, 1 by 51. There is only one remaining, PA intersection B. So now to put it here, PA, PB here, PA union B is PA plus PB minus PA intersection B, and in PA intersection B, put it here. 55 by 221 will come. Now question number 22. A box contains 30 bolts and 40 nuts. Half of the bolts and the half of the nuts are rusted. They are defective basically. If 2 items are drawn at random, what is the probability that either both are rusted or both are bolts? So let us make a box here. Okay. So now you have to put this 30 bolts are there. So 30 bolts are here. And in 30 bolts, half of them are good, half of them are bad. So 50 are good, 15 are good, 15 are bad. Now coming to the 40 nuts. In 40 nuts, half of them, 20 of them is good, 20 of them are bad. That is, they are defective. Clear? So we have to first find out items, means items are both rusted or both are bolts. So we'll try to find out both of them and try to take the union. Or rather, we'll use the theorem, addition theorem. So let us take the event as both are rusted. R is both are rusted. It can be bolt or nut. Both are defective or rusted. And second event we are taking both are bolts. Both are bolts. So first thing is PR. I am trying to find out both are rusted. The rust can come from anywhere. The rust can come from anywhere. Okay. So we have 40 plus 30 70. We are picking 2 out of it. 70 C2. In denominator, you have to find out total number of cases. So 70 are total and you are 2 taking out. Now take the defective one. How many defective in bolts? 15. How many defective in nuts? 20, half of them. 15 defective in bolts, and for 20 defective in nuts. So 15 plus 20 is 35. Now in this defective you have to take 2. In 35 you have to take 2. So you have to select 2 out of it. So 35C2 is the favorable cases and 70C2 is the total number of cases. This is probability of both are defective. Now probability that both are bolts. So forget about nuts, 30 are bolts, you are taking 2 out of it, and denominator you have 70C2, right? Now main thing is the intersection you have to find out. Intersection. So first thing is 70C2 you have to put here in the denominator. What is the intersection? Both are defective and both are bolts. How many defectives are bolts? How many defectives are bolt? So forget about this nuts, only talk about bolt. And there are how many defective in bolt? Both bolts, and so both bolts are defective, so 15C2. So now you put it here PR, here you put PB, and here you put R intersection B, this one. Computation 185 by 483 is going to come. Now question number 23. An integer is chosen at random from first 200 positive integers. Find the probability that the integer is divisible by 6 or 8. So we have taken 2 questions like this already. What is the sample space? Number of element? So 1 to 200. 1 to 200. So number of element in sample space is 200. So in every denominator you have to put 200 for the probability. Okay. Numbers which are divisible by 6 and number divisible by 8. So we are taking an event A that is divisible by 6. So total number of elements which are divisible by 6. So what do? We start from 200 and we go backwards. And we try to find out the first number which is divisible by 6. So 200 is not there, 199 is not there, 198. 198 is divisible by 6. So just divide it by 6. So these are the number of elements between 1 and 200 which are divisible by 6. 33 numbers are there. Coming to, these are the favorable cases. So now favorable cases for B, which is the event divisible by 8. So just divide by 8. Now we have to see which is divisible by 8. So you have to start from back, but you don't have to go anywhere because 200 by itself is divisible by 8. 200 by 8 is how many? 200 by 8 is going to be 25. So these are the favorable cases. Now we have to find out the probability. Probability case is number of favorable cases divided by total number of cases. PB also number of favorable cases divided by total number of cases. So just put 200 in the denominator. How many favorable cases are here? 33. How many favorable cases here? 25. Now the main thing is A intersection B. What is the probability of A intersection B? Number of elements, first of all let us find out. Now you see here the number which is divisible by 8 and 6 both. So first let us find out the LCM of 6 and 8. So 2 4s are 8, 2 3s are 6. What do you get? 4 3s are 12, 12 2s are 24. So 24 is the LCM of 8 and 6. Now take the number 200 and backwards try to find out number which is divisible by 24. So first number you will get is 192. So 192 divided by 24, only 8 numbers are there. Now these favorable cases are 8, total number of cases of course 200. These are 200. So now you have all the three, PA, PB and PA intersection B. Now you can find out PA union B. Add 2 of these and subtract the third one. So you'll get 1 by 4. 1 by 4 is the answer here. Okay. Question number 24. Find the probability of getting 2 or 3 tails when a coin is tossed 4 times. So now you see there are 4 coins. I told you one coin you toss it for 4 times, 4 coin you toss it for 4 coins one time, one 4 times. So number of sample space will be what? The coin can give you head and tail. So these are 2. Put it here. And in the exponent, what we are going to give? There are 4 coins are tossed 4 times. So 2 to the power 4 is 16. So 16 elements are there in the sample space. But what we are interested in? We are only interested in either getting 2 tails or 3 tails. So 2 tails or 3 tails. So I'm not writing all the 16 of these combination. I'm just taking the event A which is saying 2 tails. B also the 3 tails. So see here A, 2 tails, 2 tails, 2 tails. These are all with 2 tails. So all these are having 2 tails. See all this. So there are 6 in total number. So total number of cases are 16, favorable cases are 6. Now we are taking the 3 tails. 3 tails. So we are taking only those which are having 3 tails. So 4 are the favorable cases. Number of elements are 4 in this set. And total number of cases are 16. So probability of A, probability of B. Now we have to find out A intersection B. Now you see these 2 sets. Do you find anything common? A intersection B, nothing. So P intersection B, you are not able to find anything. So it's basically 0. There is nothing common. So PA plus PB minus PA intersection B is 0. So PA and PB you have to find out. It means just write it. 5 by 8 will come. Just add them. Question number 25. Now these 25th and 26th questions both are NCERT question. So we are taking the 25th. In an entrance test that is graded on the basis of 2 examinations, the probability of a randomly chosen student passing the first examination is 0.8. So it's clear that there will be 2 events because 2 examinations there. So A event is first examination, passing first examination. So probability of A is given as 0.8. The probability of passing the second examination is 0.7. So second event is PB. This is 0.7. So PA PB is given. Okay. Now probability of passing at least one of them is 0.95. So at least one of them, that is we are talking about union. At least one means union. So PA union B is equal to at least one of them. So 0.95. So all these values are given to you. We have to find out what is the probability of passing both. Passing both means A intersection B you are talking about. A and B. So this will be PA plus PB minus PA intersection B. So just put these here. So PA and B, PA intersection B you have to find out. So it will be 0.8 plus 0.7 minus 0.95, that is going to be 0.55. This is NCERT question again. The probability that a student will pass the final examination in both English and Hindi is 0.5. And the probability of passing neither is 0.1. If the probability of passing the English examination is 0.75, what is the probability of passing the Hindi examination? So A is the event of passing in English. B is the event passing in Hindi. So what is the probability of passing the Hindi examination? That we have to find out. PB essentially we have to find out. What all is given? First is both English and Hindi. So we have intersection. English, Hindi. Intersection. So P, A intersection B is going to be 0.5. Okay. The probability of passing neither is 0.1. So A not passing, B not passing, so I am giving it complement, and intersection, both not passing. So this is 0.1. With the probability of passing the English examination, so A is English, so PA is, this PA is 0.75. PA is there, PB we have to find out. PA intersection B is given. Main thing is A union B. P probability of A union B we have to find out. Okay. For that we have to use the theorem which we have learned, De Morgan's law. So PA complement intersection B complement. This is P A union B, and if you add, this is A union B, okay? This is plus P A complement. Now when the complement is used, we do intersection and we add them, this is going to be 1. So in order to find out PA union B, we subtract this PA complement intersection B complement with 1. PA union will be 1 minus PA complement intersection B complement, which is given as 0.1. So this will be 0.9. So PA union B is also we have got. So PA is given, PA union B is given, PA intersection B, this computed, so this is 0.65. PB will be 0.65. Okay, this is all about this exercise. Thank you so much. Take care of yourself.